Hi, Joaquin. This is Dennis. So here's some of the things I've been working on since I've gotten back. I often start off with just resting my hand on a chair and using the chair to help. I'm not resting a lot of weight on it, just very lightly, but it's kind of like a little training wheel to help my finger know the right way to move when I'm opening and closing. And then when I take my hand in the air, and I'll open and close, I still feel like there's a spring wanting to close my fifth finger, but I make it stay open, so there's a lot more tension in my right hand than when my left hand does it. And I'm assuming that with time that tension will go away and it will feel more like it's normal to keep it open like this, but I'm managing. Then the next thing I've been doing is resting my hands on the closed piano lid and just very slowly lifting the fifth finger and coming back down and maybe moving it around in a small circle. And as I do repetitions, it gets easier and more natural. Usually the first few times it's a little hard, and I try to press as lightly as I can on these fingers, so it's just balancing very lightly. Now, to make it more challenging, the next thing I do is let 4 and 5 lift together. In my left hand, there's a lot more mobility, and my fourth finger doesn't get quite so rigidly straight. But again, that's something that I'm asking, and I'm assuming that with time it gets easier. And then I continue having the 3 fingers lifting, just trying to always keep that nice space between 4 and 5. And then finally with all of my fingers lifting, which is harder. I'm not pressing hard on my thumb, I'm just trying to use that as a balancing point. And then when I go to the keys, the question I have is when I open from a fifth to a sixth, I realize I'm kind of using the contact of the keys to help stabilize my fingers. So I'm really just kind of sliding on the surface of the keys. And I guess this is a step 1. And I guess the next step I want to go to is actually to lift up the finger and open up. I'm able to keep that space there, but it's still with a lot of tension in the position. And I guess my question is if this is the right progression to make, if I should even seek to have less tension in my hand. Because I'm assuming right now that to keep the tension in my hand is what's helping me not go back to the dystonic way of moving. Sometimes I'll just stay here and I'll open up the fifth finger like that, just to keep that going. So this is where I am with my warm-up exercises, and just wanted to check if that's in the right track, especially with a tense position. Eventually will start to feel as normal as it does in my left hand, and also if the progression is right to kind of start with the training wheels of touching the keys, using the surface contact to stabilize my hand, and then eventually to graduate to actually lifting my hand up in the air. Although it's still feeling unnatural, I just want to know if that's going in the right direction. Okay, thank you very much.